Welcome to Forever Dog and Mom. You can listen to this podcast, Wanna Be on Top, ad-free and one day early on Forever Dog Plus. Sign up at foreverdogpodcast.com/plus. And make sure to follow at Forever Dog Team and at Mom Podcast on social, and check out all of Forever Dog's podcasts at foreverdogpodcast.com. Thank you for your support and enjoy the show. Wanna be on top? With me, Shea Coulee. Today on Wanna Be on Top, we discuss the iconic makeover day of Cycle 3 of America's Next Top Model, and we had to get an icon to join us. I am so excited to welcome back our top model expert, Oliver Twix. We play creative director with Oliver as he tells us what makeovers he thinks are a toot or a boot. And we also talk about, well, you'll just have to stay tuned to find out. It's going to be a really great show, and I am so excited to share it with you. Stay tuned.
Forever Dog.
With me, Shea Coulee. Are top model fans born or made? Hey, I'm Shea Coulee, and welcome to Wanna Be on Top, a podcast where I explore the cultural phenomenon that launched 1,000 smizes. As always, I'm joined by insatiable power bottom and top model expert Maxwell Esposito. How's it going, Maxwell?
Shea, I am doing so well today. I did some therapeutic pole dancing this morning because today we are going to be talking about the makeover day and Cycle 3 of America's Next Top Model. I mean, Cycle 2 really, gave us the fantasy we wanted. And I mean, Cycle 3 took the fantasy and stepped it up. The girls laugh, the girls cry, and Tyra makes television. And it's a really
really aren't kidding. We as top model fans totally live for makeover day. We love a transformation story, and Tyra really knows how to deliver one. Tyra also knows how to make a girl cry, which also delivers to all the viewers. So for this recap, I wanted to recruit someone I know fully understands the assignment. We had so much fun chatting with Oliver about the makeovers of Cycle 2 that I wanted to bring him back again to dissect these new looks for Cycle 3. So please, without further ado, welcome back to our show, our top model expert historian, Oliver Twix. How's it going, Oliver?
What's the tea, girl? What's the tea?
Hi, Oliver. Welcome back.
Hi, Max.
We're just out here having a good time in top model land, talking about all the things that we love. And, we were just, I still laugh about your concept of giving Joanna and Camille the same makeover. When we were talking about makeovers on Cycle 2, just to pin them against each other more. I think about that in my sleep sometimes. And so I was like, if we're going to be doing makeovers for Cycle 3, we got to talk to our good Judy, Oliver. And I'm so excited and happy to have you back.
Thank you so much for having me back. I really enjoyed last time. And I just realized I talked about makeovers the first time with you guys. And now I'm talking about makeovers again.
Yes. We loved your creative director perspective on it when you gave, because you didn't just give Joanna and Camille a makeover. You gave everyone a makeover, basically. You're like, no, I would have done this. And they needed this. And we needed to hear that again.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
we
we
have to get
definitely
into the things for Cycle 3 because actually I hate almost everybody's makeover for Cycle 3.
Top model.
Wow.
I'm so ready to talk about it. I am so ready to get into it. And so I just want to know, because, you know, we're doing these makeovers earlier on now. At this point in Top Model Land on Cycle 3, who is the girl that you were rooting for?
In the words of my good sis Monique Hart, I root for everyone Black and Aquaria. Okay, so
yes,
I'm rooting for Eva. I'm rooting for Yaya. I'm rooting for our lovely Takara Jones. I'm even rooting for Kelly's ass. Okay.
Oh, Kelly.
I did not root for Kelly really when the show was airing, but then going back, I feel like she just needed a Black friend real bad. Like I wish that they had been just a little bit more compassionate to Kelly, even though she was off-putting, you know, speaking of her wealth. But I was just like, that baby didn't know no better.
Well, I had the joy of talking to Kelly very early on when I started my live series for Top Model. Yes. And a lot of it was, I won't call it tone deaf, but the baby was only speaking from a place that she knew of. You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
And a lot of it, you know, you can't fault her. If she doesn't know about salt and vinegar, she just don't know about salt and vinegar. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just certain things she didn't know.
She can't help it. Her pants are from Gucci.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
She just can't.
And as somebody who I feel like, you know, I always be like, you know, it's crazy how much like now I root for Kelly, just like looking at her experience and understanding like the age that she was and like where she was in her life, that it also was like a kind of like culture shock for like her as well, because she had just had very specific experiences. So, you know, yeah.
Yeah, she was only 19.
And you know 19. What? Don't quote me exactly, but I want to say when I talked to her, she told me like she was a successful business owner at the time. Like she was making a lot of money with an online boutique store. So she was like, you know, she wasn't coming from a place of like, you know, I need this and, you know, I'm just, you know, destitute. You know, she had already had a lot of great accomplishments for her age. So, yeah, she was speaking from those places. God bless her.
Yes. Bless her. And so at this point, I feel like season 3 also ushered in a specific makeover for Tyra. This is when, you know, she went from her caramel kind of like honey highlight tones to her I am a redhead, full on redhead now. Like this is when Tyra was just like, yes, red hair is where it's at.
I like redhead Tyra.
Red hair Tyra is like reality television excellence.
Yeah.
When it is red, it is fiery for sure.
Definitely a volcano eruption.
Yes, because I feel like the red hair actually didn't make an appearance until after casting, when the girls met her on the rooftop prior to flying to Jamaica.
Ooh, I would need to go back and look at that, but I think you actually might be right.
I feel like I need to go back and like check, but I'm pretty positive that the red hair did not make its appearance until on that rooftop in New York prior to the Jamaica shoot, because you know, it's like, I feel like this podcast it's like therapy in a way, because it like brings me back and I start to like recall things, because I remember watching the season and just like seeing that shift of like the tone in the hair, where I was just like, hold on, wait a minute, because it was really long too. Like at that moment, it was like really, really long. I was just all like, Tyra's switching it up. She's switching it up. She said, yeah, y'all go to Jamaica. And then when you come back, it's going to be red hair Tyra from here on out.
I wonder what made her do that.
She was obsessed with it.
You think so?
You know what? She did have red hair because she told that girl that was crying in the bathroom, because that one girl, Rachel, during the casting special was crying in the bathroom, and Tyra was like, you know the saying, don't fix it if it's not broke? Well, this isn't working, so we need to fix it. Maybe you should dye your hair red like me. Like,
good old Tyra.
She goes, this shit ain't natural.
That's funny.
I love her.
Right, I know, like as if she dyed that hair and as if it wasn't just a unit sitting on top. But you know what? No, but look, I'm gonna have to go back through because now I'm like, was it red with the cornrows and Shake Your Body? Because those felt, I don't know. Anyway, because now I'm like, were those red too? Was Tyra already a redhead underneath the honey? Look, see, and this is where we have to do our deep research and come back with answers. I love that we can spend such an important amount of time of this podcast that is dedicated to the other girls' makeovers to talk about the trajectory of Tyra's own personal hair journey.
I mean,
so
the red hair's the best.
I'm sorry, Max. Go ahead.
I was just saying it's the best. I'd rather hear your update, please.
No, so I just did a quick Google search, and Tyra was actually almost a. I think this is red. This is red, y'all. That's red. She was a redhead.
Yeah, she's giving me red, and that's when she's. Oh, look, that's the same unit. That's what it is. She said, "I want to wear the Shake Your Body unit." For season 3, I want to be a redhead, but she said it's a little bit too long. Can we take some of the length off? That was the tea.
The best was when she did that big hair that with like the mermaid pieces out when it was like really big. I think it was for the YJ Stinger shoot when she just had those little, just like a couple pieces. She looked very like fresh off of Under the Sea vibes. I would love that hair on Tyra.
Back onto Cycle 3.
Yeah.
And I would love for it. I have to ask, for you, what was your favorite photo shoot from this season?
My favorite photo shoot from this season. Oh my God, I hate to keep saying it because I feel like everyone says it, but the tarantula photo shoot was sickening. That's my favorite one.
It was.
The CoverGirl one is a very close second. Like, very close second. They were so beautiful. All three of those ladies were so beautiful on that water.
So beautiful.
The shimmer and so beautiful.
What is your favorite photo shoot, Shay? I don't know if you've talked about that yet.
I would have to say that I'm not okay. I guess I'm not sure if I'm saying this because it's like my favorite or if because I wish I could have seen it. Okay, so the Nokia photo shoot in Japan, where they're working with like the kimonos and Tyra kind of gives them a lesson and she's like, doing all this really great posing and just and the girls all fell flat. Like I feel like as a little aspiring model would have knocked that one out of the park.
Especially with the queen there showing you how to do it. Like I just don't understand how they missed the mark there, all of them.
But also now when I'm thinking about it, I'm like, probably really problematic and its use of the kimono and they're just like in their little bras and panties twirling them around.
What makes you say it's problematic?
Because I guess, the kimono in Japan is just like such an important cultural garment that I'm just all like, I guess like twirling it around in some Victoria's Secret bra and panties may not be the best, but I do love the way that the photographer captured those images. I thought that she was really spectacular. Or was it a male photographer with a female translator? That's the word. I need a translator with my thoughts. Look. But okay, if not that, I would say probably my favorite season 3 would have to be the alter egos. The alter egos. Because I feel like the hair and makeup on those were really good. And I still think about that latex top that they did on Anne that was just like poured like over her. Like I still think about that.
Yes.
So oh yeah, there was some really good styling on that one. And I feel like as like a drag queen, like I get to play with like different like personas. So I feel like that would have been fun to play with.
Shay, you're a drag queen?
Sometimes.
only at certain times. Only in certain lighting conditions.
Yes. On 2 occasions. That's when I wanted and needed.
Yes. Let's take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to get into Makeover Day. We'll be right back.
This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp. Wow. 2021 is more than halfway over, and this year has been moving by so quickly. And it's really time to slow down and take a moment for myself. So much change has been happening in the world and can be really overwhelming to try to process your problems and the world's problems. I needed to set aside time for myself and really check in on my mental health, and BetterHelp has made that so easy. Being a top model expert, I am constantly on the go, and it can be hard to find time to go and see your counselor, but BetterHelp takes going to your therapist and brings it right to your phone. I signed up for BetterHelp and took a quick survey and was paired with a licensed counselor in under 48 hours. I was also able to chat with them, schedule video appointments, and make the video calls all in the palm of my hand. I was also able to find a counselor that specializes in LGBTQIA+ issues, and that has really helped make therapy easier for me. And you should make therapy easier for you. BetterHelp is professional counseling done securely online via phone or video with a licensed professional therapist. Sign up now and start receiving counseling in under 48 hours. Visit BetterHelp.com. That's better, H-E-L-P. Get 10% off your first month at BetterHelp.com/BeOnTop. That's better, HELP/BeOnTop for 10% off your first month. Is your bathroom vanity full of products you don't remember what they do? Nowadays, trying to get simple skincare products for you and your needs seems impossible. There are so many different brands and so many different products. It's really hard to know what you're getting into and like what exactly it does. I don't have like wild skincare needs, so it seems silly that it's so difficult for me to find a face wash that works for me. Turns out, most skincare products don't do that much. The best way to treat acne is with fewer products that are clinically proven and customized to your skin. That's why I'm excited to partner with Apostrophe. Apostrophe is a prescription skincare company that offers science-backed oral and topical medications that are clinically proven to help clear acne. Apostrophe connects you with a board-certified dermatologist who will create a personalized treatment plan that is perfectly tailored for your unique skin. Simply fill out Apostrophe's online quiz about your skin goals and medical history, and then snap a few selfies and your dermatologist will create a customized treatment plan for you. Apostrophe is super quick and easy to get set up. After taking the quiz and submitting my selfies, I chatted with a real dermatologist and they helped me pick out a skincare plan that is tailored to help me keep my skin hydrated for this summer. I want to look hydrated all year as well, and Apostrophe is going to help me do that. They sent me the prescription products right to my door, and they helped me reduce redness and make my skin look fresh. We have a special deal for our audience to save $15 off your first visit with a board-certified dermatologist at apostrophe.com/BeOnTop when you use our code BeOnTop. This code is only available to our listeners. To get started, just go to apostrophe.com/BeOnTop and use our code BeOnTop at sign up and you'll get $15 off your dermatologist visit. That's APOSTROPHE he.com/BeOnTop and use our code BeOnTop to get your first dermatology visit and save $15. And we thank Apostrophe for sponsoring this podcast.
Okay, so Oliver, we really dissected the girls on Cycle 2, and I'm excited to pick your brain about these makeovers because this cycle definitely had a lot of upset girls that were not ready for what Tyra and these stylists had in store for them. So, let's just get into these makeovers. Okay, so when Tyra goes through the makeovers, the girls really put on a front like they're okay with change, you know, and then when we get the girls into the chairs, we really start to see a different side of the story. So let's talk about probably the most dramatic makeover, which was Amanda. Amanda's hair was dyed icy blonde to match her icy blue eyes. And they also added in extensions. What did you think about Amanda's transformation?
Definitely top 10 makeovers of Top Model ever.
Top Model facts.
That really elevated her to the next level. It did a great job at capturing the essence of Top Model, which is, taking these average girls and transforming them into, these supermodels. But it also did a great job at bringing out her features, bringing out her face. It complemented her, not only her eyes, but also her very pale skin tone, where it almost looked like she was just washed out, like this real icy queen look. She really benefited greatly from this makeover. Thank God.
Yes, no, she totally did. And they got the tones of it just right. Got her nice and icy. And I do love the before and after. She even looks paler and the after, because it just the way that blonde hair just made, like you said, just really washes her out, makes her into this little snow fairy. I think it's great.
I mean, she transformed inside and out on this one. I mean, she was strutting around that salon, whipping that hair around.
Still her fantasy.
Did you think the other girls were jealous?
Yeah,
definitely.
I feel like there are definitely some, because it was definitely kind of it was giving very Bombshell vibes too, with center part, just long inches. That's a powerful hairdo. That's a powerful haircut. So, they were a little intimidated. And they could tell that she was feeling it. So I feel like that made them feel a certain type of way, especially when some girls aren't very happy with what they're getting.
Yes, and there were a lot of girls unhappy.
Oh. Okay, so next, let's talk about Nicole. So Nicole got an I Love Lucy red hair color with a very cute pixie cut. Do you think that this was working for Nicole? Did you like this makeover on her?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Again, it really brought out her features. It gave her a little personality. It made her stand out more. And it worked with her, her skin tone, that bright, strong, deep red against her pale skin looked very nice. That juxtaposition, contrast, whatever you call it, looked amazing.
Yes. And the brows too. They went in and got those brows nice and red. And so when we were talking last time about the makeovers, and I was saying that I felt like Yoanna could have benefited from going red and looking like Linda Evangelista. This was kind of what I had in mind for Yoanna. This is low-key the makeover that was in my mind. So I love that we got to see it done on Nicole, because she really is serving redhead Linda Evangelista in this.
But I almost feel like if Yoanna would have gotten this haircut, she almost would have looked like a soccer mom,
Yes. I see what you're saying.
I feel like if she had kept her natural brows that were also red, it might help her out. If she had the same brows as Nicole, I would see the soccer mom for sure. But if she had nice, healthy, thick Joanna like red brows like that, I think it would be really good. And maybe a bit
What?
more edgy because hers is so like coiffed nicely and like brushed. If like Joanna's was like choppier, I think it could be really fierce on her in that color.
Y'all setting my good sis up. No. No. Y'all
Not
setting
you
my
said
good
we
sis
trying to set her
up.
up.
No.
No, because she, for me, has that same Linda Evangelista bone structure. And like when I think of like the different like iterations of Linda, I think of how she really was the chameleon, that she could have her hair like jet black, she could have it platinum blonde, or she could have it red, and like it still was that fierce haircut and that fierce bone structure. And it was just all like she basically was like a walking hair color ad, you know, because it was just all like you can transform and be anything. That's one thing that I loved about Linda.
Miss Linda Evangelista.
Yes. Canadian supermodel of the world.
Did her and Tyra get along? Why was she never on the show? Was she?
Ooh.
I think that she was a little bit pre-Tyra. I think Tyra was a little bit because Naomi was also like in that like circle of like supermodels. Naomi was like kind of already like the youngest of them in there, and then even Tyra was like younger than Naomi. So I feel like Tyra may have like kind of missed that boat there.
Gotcha.
But I mean, there were other like supermodels that predated Tyra, like Janice, Twiggy, Pauline. Maybe Lady didn't have time for Tyra. Maybe that $10,000.
I think that's what it was.
$10,000.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. I think that Tyra was just kind of like right behind them, and I feel like almost like the other ladies that Tyra utilized were kind of like the generation before that. You know what I'm saying? So like kind of like those top models of like the 80s and like 70s versus the ones of the 90s that were like hip right before she came up and blew up.
You know what I'm curious to know too? This is like a whole side conversation. I wonder if a lot of those girls, like the Lindas and the Naomis and all those girls, I wonder if they like shunned their eyes at Tyra because Tyra was doing non-stereotypical model things. And they were like, girl, we models like you trying to do TV and all this other stuff. And that's not really what we do. You're not really a model. I wonder.
Or maybe they were upset that she was like oversaturating the market, or making it seem like being a model was easy, something you could just do on TV, which is like definitely a problem that comes with these shows too. People are like, oh, they make it look so easy.
Or they were just like, damn, why didn't I think of that first?
Now tell the true E Hollywood story.
Why'd you do that, Tyra? You know what I'm saying? We saw different kind of like versions of Top Model come around like after it, but it's just all like, I'm sure some of them were like, damn, why didn't I think of that first?
Yeah, because we saw what we got. There was remember that show that Tyson Beckford was hosting? It was like two, 3 seasons. It was like a model competition. There was
yes. Hold on, what is that? That's
what was it?
What was it?
It came on Bravo.
Yes.
There was another show that had like women over 50 that was hosted by another model. And then remember, I think Heidi Klum hosted Project Runway. And then there was The Face. All the girls started trying to get their own little show.
Make me a supermodel.
Make me a supermodel.
Make me a supermodel. Facts. Yes. Oh my gosh. Good times.
What was the one that Naomi did?
The Face, right?
Where she was like, check your lipstick before you come for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That even had Nigel Barker on it. Oh, okay. Let's get off this to get messy.
Yep.
Yeah,
okay, so
let's talk about Christy's
makeovers. Christy. Good old Christy. Christy, she really didn't get a lot of change. Tyra gave her bangs to make her look chic, but it sort of feels like the girls that don't get a lot of makeovers just really don't stay long after that. And honestly, I don't know what type of bangs they were trying to give Christy, but what is this. First of all, where is her? What is so?
The confusion.
Let's talk about the part first and foremost, because the part is giving wig. It's giving wefts that have been like pushed aside to like be parted. Like that is not like that is giving wig. And we know that that is her natural hair. So if the part is giving wig, then we already have an issue. And I don't know where her bangs begin or end.
Yeah, now that I've zoomed up in on the specimen, I definitely see two parts going on, one in the front and one in the back.
Right.
And it's definitely disheveled and unleveled.
Yeah. And
I don't like it.
And it's not giving like that intentional zigzag part. That's like just giving.
Oh no, this is a collapse. This ain't no zigzag. Poor Christy.
It really does seem that the girls that get the minimal makeovers get sent home really fast, and the girls that get the most expensive makeovers stay the longest. Because I was also thinking about how Joni and Danielle both got dental work, and they were the top two. And they were like, "Oh no, we just put a bunch of money in your mouth. You are giving us a TV show, mama."
Oh yes, ma'am. Oh, did you finna smile?
Yeah, they said, Amanda, you got hair extensions. Those were not free. You are top 3. You need to give us TV drama. Accuse people of stealing your crystals.
To the very end. Oh my gosh! So after Christy, we get Takara. Which Takara had some weave put in to give her a little bit of length and a hell of a lot of thickness. What do we think about Takara's makeover?
Hated it. She looks like she's serving cookies and milk.
She's giving mom. She's giving very mom.
Yeah.
I love that they warmed up Takara's color. But the cut and the style, like we were like, I'm thinking to myself, it would have been nice if we gave her just like a full on Beyonce blowout, at least down to poof, with like big, voluminous, blown out layers. Something for her to really throw around. But with that like same color. I just wanted more length, more volume, more body.
But I feel like in her photo shoots, she always got longer hair. Like when she did the topless photo shoot, she had long hair. When she was jumping on the trampoline, she had long hair. When she did the tarantula photo shoot, she had long hair. They always gave her long hair in her photo shoot.
Exactly, because they knew, they were like, we made a mistake and we should have just invested and got that a longer weave put in, because that really was that long hair was really it on Takara. But maybe they just wanted to keep the weave on themselves and then just clip it in for a photo shoot just in case.
Now, Shay and Max, catch these teams. What if they would have chopped Takara's hair off and gave her a little, I don't know, like a little spiky, I don't know, pompadour type woofy thing at the top? And they would have exposed those cheekbones.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because they kind of styled her hair like that for that first swimsuit shoot, because the way they slicked it back, and she was hot.
I think she could really do anything. I was actually thinking about this morning when I was getting ready for this talk. I was like, oh, no. She could do anything, I think.
Right? I'm just like thinking, I was like, what would be like, yeah, I really do feel like Takara, wow, what if they gave her Tyra's hair?
Unstoppable?
No.
What?
Look,
Tyra's had like the red hair?
Yes. Okay, so after Takara, we have Cassie. Cassie, she is already adorable. So Tyra lightens up her hair and gives her a little bit of some weave to thicken her up. And during the salon day, Cassie is the one that calls it out and says, I can't believe girls are crying. It's just hair. Do you agree with this sentiment?
Yes.
Especially with some of these girls in this group.
Mm-hmm. Because you're like, you guys asked me and I said I was okay to do this. So, you know.
The
I don't know. Just fine.
only person I think was okay to cry was Jennifer with a PH, but we could get to that in a little bit.
Next up, we have Anne. So Anne cried during her makeover, and Anne was told that they were going to make her blonde, and they didn't mention a haircut, but it does seem like she got a little bit of some like inches taken off, but she's crying over her hair length, which honestly doesn't really seem to be that much of a change. Do you think that Anne was being over dramatic?
Yeah, very dramatic for no reason. Like for no reason. I feel like when you go on these reality TV shows and you sign all that paperwork and you do all this process, it's dumb to not just give yourself to the entire creative process. Like just let them do whatever it is that they want to do. You're here already, girl. You can't go nowhere. It's only hair. It'll grow back.
Exactly. And I feel like she should feel like super redeemed knowing that like Dua Lipa went back and was like, I want that hairdo.
Mm-hmm.
I was just gonna say she should be upset not about the length, but she should be upset about that dye job. I do not like that. That is not blonde hair. I'm sorry, that is not a blonde hair dye. That is literally a patch on the front. What do they call that? A balayage lié or
money
something?
Piece.
Oh, a money piece?
Oh, yeah, because she's got like money pieces in the front because they're very just like blonde. I don't know. I feel like what they did was they probably did a test on Anne in the front, probably realized that they would not be able to get her as blonde as they wanted to get her, but had already lifted the color out. So they're like, we'll do some money pieces in the front and then just lighten it kind of like, because it seems like Anne from her original one perhaps had maybe gotten her hair dyed darker.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's like these really, really kind of like dark tones in there. And they probably weren't able to like get that lifted to the blonde that they want. Because you can even see in the money pieces where it gets a little brassy down here by her cheekbones. They weren't even able to get that all the way blonde. So I think Anne probably had a troubled dye history in her past. And when they went to go and like lift her hair, realized all the different journeys that she had gone through with her hair color. And were like, there's nothing we can do.
And that's dangerous. My mom used to do hair, and she had, in her years of stripping, she had 2 different clients. Their hair melted, turned to water, and started dripping out of the sides of the foil. My mom was very good at her job. It was more the lady's hair and all the shit she had to take off. Like, literally, the hair just turned to water.
Is there like a test that can be done on the hair to be like, okay, you can withgo this, you can withstand this, or it's just like the person just has to be very forthcoming with their hair history, and then the dresser has to make a decision?
So they'll, like, a lot of times, from my knowledge, is they'll ask them about like their history, but then what they can also do is like a strand test. So they go and take a little piece, and then they like will go and try and like lift it kind of like all the way to the ends, and that will kind of show them like how they can get like a successful like lift. You know what I'm saying? Because like, okay, fast forwarding, was that season 9 with Bianca, when they did the strand test on Bianca's red hair, and they were like, okay, well, what we wanted to do with you, because like you've already done all of this lifting and coloring to your hair, they're like, it'll basically dissolve. So that's why they like shaved her bald.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes the hair just really can't withstand the process that you're trying to like put it through. So, you know, it seemed kind of like they did a strand test on Anne and were like,
no, ma'am.
They said, we can't take you all the way blonde, or you'll have nothing left. So we'll just kind of do this.
Like Whitney Houston, nothing.
Yes. Okay. Let's go next to our girl, Eva, who I love the before and afters because you could tell that she was crying even before it even started, just when she was told that she was going to get just a little bit more of a cut done and some colors. And so she told that they were going to keep it short and keep it clean. And she also cried even though she had a one-on-one moment with Tyra. And do you agree with Eva that this wasn't the look for her?
I don't care for the cut. The cut does age her a little bit. It's not a very young, youthful cut, but I do like, you know what? I feel like these makeovers did not follow throughout the season because I don't remember her hair being like this. Um, what is it I want to say? I don't remember it being like this lackluster in color. Am I wrong?
Yeah, and I also feel like, they kind of tried to kind of straighten it and blow it out a little bit extra, and I feel like throughout the series they kind of play around with her natural hair texture more. But yeah, the shape of the cut is a little bit like, what? They could have taken her probably even a little bit shorter and given her a little bit more of a Halle Berry treatment.
I think
And
that
I
would
think
have
that
looked
would have
really
been
great
really,
on
really
her.
nice. Yeah. There's just kind of some weird shape things going on here. And it seems kind of like she kind of has some like weird colics. So, it seems like her hair wants to go in a bunch of different directions. But I mean, it was fine, right?
What would you give
Yeah.
her instead, Oliver?
You know what? I just went and did a quick search of her A&T and Cycle 3 photos, and I like what they did moving forward. They kind of like relax it a little bit more. It's not so like stringy and separated looking.
Uh-huh.
They kind of married the hair together. They kind of slicked it down to her skin. It looks like they kind of
Uh-huh.
also went in and darkened some pieces and then lightened some more pieces where you can kind of see the honey blonde a little bit more and it complements her skin so much better. Yeah. I think they
Yeah.
probably corrected it once they saw what it was given because what I'm looking at right now, yeah, girl, they fucked you up. Can I curse? I'm sorry.
Yes, you can.
Yes, absolutely. Well, we are going to take a quick break, and then when we come back, we are going to talk about some more of these makeovers. We'll be right back.
This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp. Wow. 2021 is more than halfway over, and this year has been moving by so quickly. And it's really time to slow down and take a moment for myself. So much change has been happening in the world and can be really overwhelming to try to process your problems and the world's problems. I needed to set aside time for myself and really check in on my mental health, and BetterHelp has made that so easy. Being a top model expert, I am constantly on the go, and it can be hard to find time to go and see your counselor, but BetterHelp takes going to your therapist and brings it right to your phone. I signed up for BetterHelp and took a quick survey and was paired with a licensed counselor in under 48 hours. I was also able to chat with them, schedule video appointments, and make the video calls all in the palm of my hand. I was also able to find a counselor that specializes in LGBTQIA+ issues, and that has really helped make therapy easier for me. And you should make therapy easier for you. BetterHelp is professional counseling done securely online via phone or video with a licensed professional therapist. Sign up now and start receiving counseling in under 48 hours. Visit BetterHelp.com. That's better, H-E-L-P. Get 10% off your first month at BetterHelp.com/BeOnTop. That's better, HELP/BeOnTop for 10% off your first month.
All right, so we are back here with our salon expert, Oliver Twist.
Yes.
Hi, Oliver.
Hi.
Hi. Okay, so look, you are really good at coming up with better makeover solutions for these girls. Really solving the problems that are created by some of these makeovers. And do you have history in like cosmetology? Have you done hair and makeup in the past, or you just have good taste?
I don't know the thing about a brush and a comb. I don't know anything about a brush and a comb. I don't know crap. I think I just have an eye, I think I just have an eye for the things of the things, and I know what can make someone look their very absolute best. And I've watched 24 cycles of Top Model, so of course I know what hair should look like.
Hello. Okay, so look, let's just keep on going in these makeovers because I want to talk about Jennifer with a PH. So Jennifer came into the competition with hair all the way down her back, and I think it was pretty obvious when Nigel said, "You're not very versatile with long hair like that," that they were going to cut her hair off. But I actually don't think they cut her hair to be extreme. It's you know, it's all right. But they did donate it to Locks of Love, which is really, really sweet.
Aww, that's
You
nice.
know, it went to a good cause. When you saw Jennifer, did you feel like, oh, they're definitely going to give this girl a haircut?
Oh, of course. When I saw her with all that long mane and tresses down her back, I'm like, they're gonna cut this off because they know she's gonna cry.
But I don't think she really gave him the tears she wanted. I mean, I definitely think she was like sad that it was an extreme. Like, I mean, I think anybody that would cut their hair from that to anything shorter would probably have a hard time. But she really did. At least they didn't show it. She didn't give the tears quite like an Anne or an Eva who were just upset.
Yeah, it seemed like she just kind of had like a moment of saying goodbye to like her hair. It was like, okay, that's it. But you know what she's giving me with this makeover? She's giving me like Nomi Malone with a blowout from Showgirls. Like give Nomi Malone a little bit of a blowout and take a few inches off.
Well, girl, Nomi
like,
Malone,
that's what it's giving.
Nomi Malone had mini blowouts. She had mini blowouts.
Yes. Oh my goodness. That iconic ass movie. I'm going to say though, I feel like the length that they gave Jennifer is neither here nor there.
I agree.
Like, it is very mediocre. I feel like it either needed to be like at her shoulders or a little bit like longer. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Like, yeah. I mean, the brows are nice and everything, but yeah, no, it's just it's giving very pedestrian. It's not giving top model, in my humble opinion.
I mean, they took Cassandra. Oh, go ahead, Oliver.
No, go Max.
I was gonna say that they did Cassandra dirty when they cut her hair off. She had long hair like that, and then they gave her the iconic Mia Farrow cut. So I think I feel like they should have given her something so much more extreme.
I mean, but it wasn't a Mia Farrow haircut. Like, that was the issue. Like, if they gave Cassandra your haircut, that would be a Mia Farrow and Rosemary's Baby haircut. This short. And honestly, like, when we think about it, it would have been hot. Like, think about that. And just like platinum blonde on Cassandra's beautiful face with those cheekbones. But she wasn't having it.
Which makes me say two things. One, whoever was in charge of cutting layers in these girls' head on this day of Top Model should have their license revoked, because I don't know a thing about hair, but I'm looking at all of their hair and it's like the levels are off. It's like long and then it just goes completely short. The styling is completely crazy. And I think with her jawline and cheekbones, I would have loved to see Jennifer with a PH with a short platinum blonde to the scalp haircut. I think she could have handled that, and it probably would have done her justice.
Actually, she would have looked amazing.
Bitch, yeah.
Like, I'm thinking, oh gosh, what was her name? She was so popular in the like mid 2000s, and she was like everywhere. She did all those Burberry campaigns. Oh, it'll come to me. I can't think of that top model's name, but goodness.
I don't know who you're referring to, but I think, do you remember Claire from Cycle 10? Remember Claire and the makeover they gave Claire? I think they could have given this to Jennifer.
Yes. Well, Jennifer with a PH, that necklace is, well, that's a necklace. It's giving me very True Faith from Ramona Singer. Real Housewives of New York. She
looks like Ramona Singer.
She has Ramona Singer energy too.
Energy,
Ooh.
very that. It's like give her an Adderall and she's ready to go.
Is it this episode when Jennifer, Eva, and Anne get into like that little scuffle in the hallway, and Jennifer like pushes Anne to the wall, and all I can remember is if you go back and watch that moment, look at Eva's face. Eva was laughing, and when she sees Jennifer pushing Anne into the wall, Eva straightens up and says, "Oh," and like look, and it's like, "Okay, girl, what is about to give?"
Right. She was like, because these bitches are tall. She's like, look, like, if we're about to start swinging, I need to know where I need to position myself. Because it's about to get real.
I was talking to the trade the other day. Mm-hmm. And the trade went to school with Eva when she went to Clark. And he was like, Eva was not the girl. They was like, Eva, like, that was not the girl you wanted to play or toy with. They say Eva used to smoke a cigarette. Eva used to be on the promenade. Eva was not the girl you ever wanted to toy or battle with because she would get you.
Top model facts.
I don't know how true that is, but that's what the trade told me.
Okay, see, and here's the thing, because that's so funny. We were having a conversation with Evan Ross Katz.
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking about because we were saying, wow, and it's all coming back together. Look at how, because we were talking about how Jennifer is now married to, what was it, an NFL player?
Brian
Urlacher in Chicago?
His football player for the Bears.
Oh,
football
really?
player for the Bears. Yes. And so we were like, oh, it's giving very, like, she would be good for if they did a Real Housewives of Chicago. You know, so I was already feeling that Real Housewives gig. And then I compared her to Ramona, which I feel like she would be because she's like on the conservative side. And then, you know, here we were talking about Eva, and he was saying like Eva on Housewives of Atlanta was not giving him the Eva that we thought that we would get based off of her performance in America's Next Top Model. And I said the only time that I felt like we really got that Eva, the one that you're also describing, that the trade described, is when they had that fight between her and Marlo in that van in Japan. Like, I feel like that was the only time.
Eva was eating her. And see, the Southern Black punk me was like, yes, get her. Eat her. Eat her like a buffet on Sunday, and it's Easter.
Girl. She said, if you don't take your got to be glued and tack your ill-fitted wig back down before you talk to me, that's what it was all. It was, I've never seen, oh God, that was great. And I love the timer that they put on there too, to let you know that her and Marlo argued for like a full hour on that van ride. So great. So great. Okay, so speaking of conflicts, next up we have Julie's haircut. JK, I'm playing. It's the
same.
It's this, yes. Julie actually got some decent layers. Of all the girls, and I feel like that's because like Julie's hair probably had like the perfect weight to handle some like good layers going within it. And she just got like that really great hair texture.
Mm-hmm.
So, that was what we got with Julie.
I mean, this is the episode she goes home, so.
Yeah, so it was very much so. They were like, here, we'll give you some layers, Julie, and that'll be that. Not much more to say about that, really.
Well, they sent her home, too, because she was the one she wanted to be like, didn't you want to do it?
She wanted to be in merchandising. She's like, yeah, I just want to be in like fashion, like business. Like, I don't want to be a model. And they were like, oh, well, girl, bye.
Right. You just made that easy.
Right. So after Julie, we have Yaya. Tyra tells Yaya that she loves that she keeps her hair natural and that she's going to remove her braids. And you're like, girl, these are like twists. Get with it. And Tyra also tells her that they're going to be sending her to the best dermatologist in NYC. How do we feel about Yaya's makeover?
Love it.
Yeah, I feel like they literally there was this one part where I was just like where I thought that they were trying to put a red rinse in her hair when she like went to the dermatologist, you know, and they had just some kind of rinse situation going on. And I was just like, why are they leaving all this product in homegirl's hair when she has to go cross town to go to, well, I mean, I don't know if it's cross town, but she's got to go through New York City traffic to go to a dermatologist. But I mean, luckily, it seemed like it all worked out. Next, we have Kelly. Good old Kelly. Kelly was given a weave, and I mean, I thought it looked really nice. No, it's not giving. It's not giving. What would you have? What do you think that you would have?
Now, you know what they could have given Miss Kelly?
Yes.
They either could have given her the go-to black girl makeover, which is a bust down the middle, down the back,
yes.
A bust down the middle, jet black down the middle, or now this may be the punk in me coming out, I don't know, but like how Shay, I've seen you with this hairstyle before, where like the wave is so deep and consistent, and it's just like it's like a deep, deep tsunami wave, just they could have that deep Kelly and the rest of those on her titties. Oh my Jesus. Yes, ma'am. Because this right now is very corner store mom.
Oh, but okay, that deep wave you're talking about like giving like kind of like Solange on the cover of A Seat at the Table, but like longer. Yes.
They could have given her a deep yes. But you know what? Kelly back then still probably wouldn't have known what to do with this, so
no.
Wishful thinking.
Did she say she hated her experience on the show?
Oh, you know what? The biggest thing I remember her saying was that, she really didn't know what she was doing, and she felt like everybody was kind of like ganging up on her because of she was black, but she wasn't black like Takara, she wasn't black like Eva. She wasn't that type of black. Basically, she did say she had a hard time on the show, and like they were picking her apart, and there was a lot of things she really didn't understand and get. And actually, over the summer, her chat went viral because everyone was saying like justice for Kelly, like, oh my God, like y'all did her so wrong, y'all talked about her so bad. There was even a moment in one of the episodes, I think it's this episode, where the photo they chose for her in panel was nowhere on the level of the other photos. You can kind of see when the camera kind of cuts to it, and you can see her her film. And she had so many amazing photos, but they chose that one photo, and it is of the belief they just wanted to kind of terrorize her a little bit.
Yeah, I felt like they low key did like bully Kelly a little bit. So like I feel like she deserved so much more compassion.
Yeah,
so much more than what she got.
I remember even like watching it initially being like, I think they're being a little mean to her. Like, we live for the mean, but I was like, this is nuts.
Let's keep moving right on along. Next to our girl, Norelle. Norelle is definitely one of our favorites here. She just be giving us so much joy here. So Norelle was given a haircut and also had her braces removed. Do we feel like we got an elevated look for Norelle?
I think so. I hope her teeth were straightened before they just went in her mouth and plucked it out.
Right.
I think they said that during the casting process, because I think they were like, she can't have braces and be a top model. And I think Tyra said she's like eligible to get them off soon.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I do remember that being a point of conversation.
I do love this cut in color on Norelle. She looks amazing.
Okay, see, I don't. It's a little bit. It's just. I love Norelle, don't get me wrong. I just don't think that this cut or this color are doing her any justice. And I'm sitting here, I'm dissecting Norelle's face, I'm dissecting her like bone structure, her skin tone, her coloring, to try and figure out what I feel would have been the best solution. And
to the problem.
Okay, so what I'm thinking, what actually could have worked for Narelle. Well, because look, they also changed her part. So it's like, okay, her hair at least can be trained to be parted differently. And I feel like Narelle has a bit of an asymmetrical face. And so to balance that off, I would actually give her a center part, like what they gave Anne. Take her hair down to the shoulders, just past, because she has like a really high clavicle. And then I would give her just a rich, beautiful, warm chocolate brown, and just let her be just like classic with those like kind of beautiful bluish green eyes, center part, symmetry, weight, like probably some added extensions just to make it like really heavy so that when she moves, like that hair, that bob is like, but like that's probably what
it's like what Shay, the bob did what now?
You know,
yes, movement.
Like very Victoria Beckham vibes.
Yes, Victoria Beckham. That's what I'm thinking. Like that's what I feel like she would like need. That very Victoria Beckham kind of like heavy weighted bob.
Come on,
and not quite so.
I could see her with
and like
Anne's hair
not so
too.
black. Yeah, so like, okay, let's see if they wanted to make her look a little alternative. I could have given her some like money pieces to
serve you Avril.
Yeah, serve you a little Avril little moment. But yeah, no. I mean, what would you have done for Narelle? Besides you, I mean, you loved it. You liked the cut, but...
I like the cut. I don't think her skin tone can really handle brown. I feel like it would kind of clash. I feel like the dark color, the black, kind of awakens all of her features. I do like the Victoria Beckham styling of it, which I think they did try to do with her in her beauty shop this episode, where they kind of they kind of gave it a little levels, a little asymmetrical thing going on. But I do think the color is spot on for her.
Work. Wow. The panel, I guess, is still out on what would be the final
Shay,
for Narelle.
Shay, this is when we're on the panel of the Regional Top Model going back and forth. And I'm like, no. But Shay would probably be in charge, so she would veto me, and then I'll be like Janice Dickinson on the end talking shit.
Wait, here's the thing. Like, what we would do, I feel like if we were on the panel is, because see, we would know that like these haircuts are like semi-permanent. So like what we would do is we would do wig fittings for all of the girls based on the style that we thought that would like laced up boots, like 360 lace, and have them try on the wigs. And if it works in the wig, then we go and then we pull the trigger on the haircut and the color. That's all the time that we have for today. Thank you so much, Oliver, for joining us. Did you have fun?
I always have fun with you, Shay. I really feel like it should be a thing where I come and do every makeover episode with you for every cycle.
I kind of feel like that should just be a tradition. I feel like that should just be a thing now. And what is the saying? So it shall. So it is. So it shall be. Yeah, so it is, or so it shall be done, or something.
Mm-hmm.
So
if it is written, so it should be done.
Come on, y'all. Let's just keep throwing it out.
Yes. You know what?
Let's keep trying. We'll get it right eventually.
So it is written, so it shall be done. As it is written, so it shall be done.
Is it written?
I feel like RuPaul said this one time. As it is written, so it. Wait, now, God damn it, no, hold on. It is as it is, so it is written, so it shall be done.
Work.
So it is written, so it shall be done. Well, that is all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for joining us. It has been such a pleasure. Oliver, please tell all of our listeners where they can find you online.
Yes, everybody, you can find me on everything. He is Oliver Twix. That's TWIXT on Instagram and Twitter. And it's Oliver Twix on YouTube as well as Facebook and www.olivertwix.com.
Yes, ma'am. And Oliver will be back with us on Thursday, and we are going to play some trivia and shoot the shit about some of the best top model moments in the franchise. Everyone, thank you so much for listening. Look, this has been such a fantastic time, and we love putting this show together for you. And look, if you have any top model facts or questions for Maxwell and me, our guests, or you even just want to say hi, please, you can send us an email to beontoppod@gmail.com. Remember to subscribe to Wanna Be On Top wherever you listen, and make sure to rate and review the show. It helps us grow. I'm Shea Coulee.
And I'm Maxwell Esposito.
And as always, the question remains,
Wanna be on top?
Wanna Be On Top is not endorsed by America's Next Top Model or any of the show's creators, producers, or distributors. It is intended for entertainment and informational purposes only. America's Next Top Model and all names, pictures, audio, and video clips are registered trademarks and or copyrights of their respective trademark and or copyright holders.
Wanna be on top?
Forever. Dog.
To listen to Wanna Be On Top ad-free and one day early, sign up for Forever Dog Plus at foreverdogpodcast.com/plus. Make sure to follow at Forever Dog Team and at Mom Podcasts on social, and rate and review Wanna Be On Top 5 stars on Apple Podcasts. Yes, bitch, I said 5 stars on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or wherever you get your podcasts. Wanna Be On Top is produced by Forever Dog and Moguls of Media, aka Mom, hosted by Shea Coulee, produced by Maxwell Esposito, editing and sound design by Will Pitts, executive produced by Willem Belli, Big Dipper, Alaska Thunderfuck, Brett Boehm, Joe Cilio, and Alex Ramsey.